Hello, welcome to the Always Be Comedy podcast. Our guest today is the great Josh Weller. Tim, I don't want to speak on your behalf. You know what? I'm doing it. We loved Josh before this pod record. Tim's nodding.
Big nodding from me.
We loved him before the pod record. We're now in love with him. No, he's like the most. I think I can say the most interesting person on planet Earth. He makes Stephen Fry look really bland and boring.
His knowledge on all things popular culture, music especially, I find so fascinating. So many times I wanted to just say to him, "You should do your own podcast," but you know, people hate career advice. But he is really incredibly knowledgeable and so funny with it. I could hear him talk about music for hours.
You know, the old cliche. He has forgotten more about music than I will ever know.
Yeah,
the knowledge just falls off him, doesn't it? Any topic, and he just knows.
Yeah,
so much. I was captivated and fascinated. Is there such a thing as the rest is music?
You know what? I don't think there is there?
Should he not be emailing into the rest is team?
Honestly, goal hanger. Expect an email soon.
Mate, he blows. You know what's that? Rest is entertainment. He blows those two out the water. I mean, any one of those rest is show. All right, not history, because I mean they really know their stuff. But he would be. Sorry, I really am fan casting here. He'd be the dream as you know. They typically buddy people up on those things, but you'd have him first name on the team sheet, wouldn't you?
I absolutely would. He's just. Look, it's as obvious as it is to say. He just knows everything. He knows everything.
So this is a top musician turned comedian. His new special, Tim. His new special is out now.
It's out now on YouTube. Yes, Josh Weller live at the Bill Murray. It is a superb show. Do you know what? My partner went to go see it a few years ago at the Fringe, and she really loved it, and she always talks about it. So I'm glad I'm finally getting to see it. And yeah, it is. He is amazing. Just because he has all this music knowledge that inspires for comedy in the same way Fred Armisen does, perhaps.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm happy with that comparison. Just
yeah, mate. I'm so happy with it. I wish I'd said it.
Yeah. There's a Fred Armisen quality to him, and it inspires the comedy so much. So if you're a big music fan, you love it because it's like so informed. You're like, oh god, this guy knows what he's on about. If you don't know much about music, it's just done so well that you're like, oh my god, yes please.
Now Josh will be with us back at Always Be Comedy soon, and in the meantime you can see at Always Be Comedy, I think all tickets are sold out for the year at the time of recording. But in the new year, you can see the likes of Lou Sanders, Mark Thomas, Dane Buckley, Ivo Graham, Catherine Bohart, Horatio Gould, Celia A.B., Laura Smith, many more. The return of Ignacio Lopez on Friday the 6th of February. But for all these and more, alwaysbecomedy.com/tickets. There's the e-gift section. These are going down a storm. Remember when the Tamagotchi was the must-have toy? I'm genuinely making a claim that the Always Be Comedy e-gift is this year's must-have Christmas toy. It's not a toy; it's a gift. There's also the merch. We're selling t-shirts for £10. For all this and more, please visit alwaysbecomedy.com. If it sounds like I'm wrapping up, it's because I have to do the school run. I'm not even joking. In the meantime, it's real life, man. In the meantime, here he is, the great Josh Weller. Right, hang on, straight out the gates. Please tell us about the Christmas album. Hang on, before I even ask that, Tim and Josh, do you feel Christmassy?
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I feel very. I have a 9-foot tree in my house.
Oh my god!
Nice.
I went all out. I went because me and my girlfriend bought a flat. And I say we bought a flat. She bought a flat, and I contributed.
Yeah.
But it has a higher ceiling than anywhere we've ever lived.
Sorry, may I just say I can relate to that energy?
Yeah.
That's why I was
I
nodding a
paid
bit too
some
much.
money.
Yeah. And there's
I some of it.
there's
Yeah,
my £125.
Yeah, I reckon if we like in some weird sort of rom-com Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Aniston breakup thing where we lived in the same building but I kept what I owned, it would be half a toilet.
The middle cushion from the sofa,
Yeah.
I would treasure that.
Yeah.
Well, look, huge congratulations, genuinely, because it is. I mean, fuck, it's not easy out there.
It's no, but I do feel Christmassy. I feel Christmassy for sure.
Timo, I'm looking at Tim's face. You don't feel Christmassy.
I do feel a bit Christmassy actually. I sort of, I was out and about after ABC last night. It's all very Christmassy out there, and you've seen a lot of Christmas parties in Central, and it's hell, but it's Christmassy.
Yeah,
it's nice.
I think that's part of the reason that I feel Christmassy is because I haven't done anything. Because if you go into Central London this time of year, it is mental. So especially with gigs now, it's like it's a lot of work Christmas parties and stuff like that. So I kind of go in and out as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
But at home, it's good, man. You can see my Home Alone Christmas vinyl in the background.
Oh,
Lovely.
And I'm watching all the movies. I put my tree up. I've got a lot of ornaments that I've bought over like 10 years. I buy a new ornament every year. I take it very seriously.
I
Great.
love this.
Yeah.
Right. Favorite Christmas movie?
The Family Man, which is a film that gets massively overlooked. It's a Nicolas
seen
Cage movie. It's so good.
Don Cheadle as well.
Don Cheadle, Nicolas Cage, Téa Leoni, and Jeremy Piven. And it's basically, I want to say like a play on Scrooge. He's like a businessman who's very happy, unlike Scrooge. He's a nice guy. But then he wakes up one morning and it's like, what happened if he married his girlfriend from 15 years ago and they live in Jersey and he sells tires and he's not a millionaire anymore. And it's a really, really good classic 2000s Nicolas Cage screaming movie.
Is it suitable for children?
No. How old are your kids?
7 and 10.
There's some swear words and I wouldn't call them sex scenes, but there's like a girl in lingerie, and then there's a scene where him and his wife nearly. Oh no, there is a bit of nudity as well. Maybe, no
nudity.
Perfect.
Christmas film.
Yeah. Maybe not actually.
Okay, one for Mrs. Gill and myself then. Timo, what's your favourite Christmas film?
So it is. I mean, it is Muppets Christmas Carol, but that's very obvious. So for the film bros, I'll say The Shop Around the Corner, which is lovely.
Yeah, there's only really that's the fun thing about Christmas is you have 4 or really 3 weeks to consume all the songs because there's only 20 good Christmas songs and maybe 10 good Christmas films, and that's it. And every year, musicians and actors try and get on that list, and more so than ever, fail now.
Yeah, you're right. Is Last Christmas the greatest Christmas song ever?
I think it's amazing. I can listen to that in July. I think it's really brilliant.
I love that song. I love it because I'm old enough and bald enough to remember that song when it came out. I love it more now than I did when it. I just think it's a timeless classic. Although George Michael's one of those guys who, the more I read about him and know about him, I love him as a human being. After I warmed up a show last night on the walk home, this is how much of a George Michael rabbit hole I'm on. I listened to his cover version of Ian Brown's "Fear" when he was performing in Manchester, and it's brilliant. I think George Michael is I think he's a righteous dude. I think he.
What's the song of his that starts bum 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 bum?
Ian Brown.
No, George Michael. The one that goes, "Take me to the place that I never forget." It's really Christmassy. A different page, a different corner, something like that.
I tell you what, Tim, Josh that musicality was shining through there, my friend.
Oh, thanks so much.
It's called Outside, apparently.
No, No, outside is let's go outside.
Outside.
I know you want to, but you can't say
It's not go outside.
yes.
That's the music video where he owned up to, it was it's a great video.
Yeah. He doesn't get enough
Let's go
props
outside. For how funny he was.
how funny he was. But
Yeah.
have you seen Stevie Wonder finding out? I think Stevie Wonder finding out that he's not black.
No.
There's a video online where Stevie Wonder's like, "No, that guy's black," and they're like, "No, it's a white guy." And
Are you
Stevie Wonder's
serious?
like, "Yeah. It's amazing."
Have you seen the? I'm folding my arms because this is not a cool thing to share. Have you seen the video of Shaquille O'Neal claiming that Stevie Wonder can see?
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
That is an outrageous video. Right, so the listener, Shaquille O'Neal is a pundit on a basketball panel show. Quite the norm over here with football. And he tells a story where he walks past Stevie Wonder in a foyer. And as he walks past, Stevie Wonder goes, "What's up, Shaq?" or something like that. And the other pundits are doing what we're doing and sort of going, "Shaquille, you cannot tell this story. This is sacrilege." But it's a must watch. Hang on, we got very sidetracked. Please talk us through the Christmas album, because this is wonderful. Wonderful.
So 3 years ago, I did, maybe 4 years ago, I did an Instagram video of a Gen Z singing Christmas songs in cursive. Because there's a trope that I wouldn't assign it to Gen Z's. I guess it started with Elliott Smith, but it's something that a lot of pop singers now, especially acoustic singer-songwriters, have this affectation in their voice, it's like this.
What is that all about?
It's a weird. People call it indie singing or whisper singing, but it's like this. In my heart, I don't know how I feel anymore, and all the words become very curly. And it annoys me a lot. So I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny to make a whole Christmas album singing in that voice, just doing Christmas classics? So I recorded it 3 years ago, and then this year the deluxe or the Deluxe edition has come out, and it has weirdly kind of it's sort of, I wouldn't say it's become like it's not going to be Christmas #1 by any means, but it has snowballed more than I thought it would this year. Like I went on Six Music to talk about it last week, which is so funny because when I was in my 20s and was trying to be a musician, like the thousands of pounds that were spent trying to get songs on the radio, and then I released an intentionally terrible album as a joke, and it ended up getting more radio play than anything I professionally put out.
That is, oh my God. But that style of singing, it has had an impact. My 10-year-old, when she sings a lot, or like a lot of 10-year-olds do, around the house and so on, but she's doing that voice. So if she was, she'd be doing like, oh, sad. If she was singing a classic, oh, silent night, and it's this, but she's doing it like earnestly because that's what she's.
Who's she got that off? Because for me, that's sort of Ellie Goulding, but Ellie Goulding's sort of a generation before, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't think she counts because I don't think she fully had that style of singing. So I'll give her a pass. But I think that maybe Elliott Smith and then the double-tracked vocals of acoustic songwriters in the 90s. And then I guess like Gracie Abrams is probably the biggest one right now.
Yeah.
Who has that style of singing. But the thing is it's not every decade, every generation has a style that you listen to like She's My Cherry Pie, and you're like, that could only have been like the late 80s, early, and that like or like all those songs from the 20s where it's like ba 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 ba, there's always a style every decade, and we're just in this one right now. But I thought it would be funny to put out a Christmas album singing that way.
In 2025, right now in December, what is the style? Is it this K-pop influence?
I think K-pop's the next. I think cursive singing, or I think it's kind of had its. I think it's on its way done. Especially because people have been parodying it online for like 5 years now, so it's not a new thing. But I think K-pop is the next big. That like K-pop Demon Hunters is just inescapable, isn't it?
The thing is, the songs are absolute, and again, as a dad to two daughters, it's on. Oh, I know those songs, but they are absolute They are bangers, aren't they? And they're earworms. I mean, they know what they're doing. Hang on, I don't want to get sued or anything. Maybe I've got to be careful when I say this. Is AI playing an Is AI playing a part with K-pop? Because it's almost like the earworms have been created in a lab in some instances.
I don't think so. I think that K-pop Demon Hunters was all written by one woman, right? I don't know. Her
Hang on,
name,
I'm not saying K-pop Demon Hunters is AI because that smacks of a lawsuit. I just mean because we have a lot of K-pop played in the house, like a lot, and the choruses. I mean, they get their hooks in on the first play.
They're so heavily produced. They're so full of instruments as well, aren't they? If you compare it to like Last Christmas, that's like a synth, a drum machine. That's kind of it.
True. It's almost like a wall of sound, isn't it?
Yeah. K-pop, but K-pop is like how much it's maximalist pop music, definitely.
So what does that mean? Like layers and layers of different instruments and so on.
There's so much stuff going on in those songs. It's very like it feels like a very and I don't want to get sued here, but or be wrong, but like it feels like that the Swedish style of pop songwriting, like all those Max Martins, that they were like the first ones, I think, in the 90s to really fill up. I guess the 80s pop music did it as well with like Phil Collins and stuff like that, but like then it went one further in the 90s with Max Martin.
So is Max Martin, is that like the sign Ace of Base?
Max Martin is Britney Spears One More Time. And like he has a star on the Walk of Fame. Like he's written so many massive, every Backstreet Boys song, every big Britney Spears song.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone. I think Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Like it's just one guy. It's crazy.
Hang on, this podcast has been going for a matter of minutes. It's getting. This is just.
Josh's knowledge of music it's my favourite thing, I think.
I was, you know, that Rich Diawadi gif of him eating the popcorn.
yeah.
That was me as you were saying that. Oh wow, brilliant! And so K-pop. So just to swerve all lawsuits. So it is. Imagine that, Tim. Me and the Doc against K-pop. Hang on, how's this happened? So what they're doing is it's just this. It's a what are you calling it? A maximalized approach to music. Just
I would say. I mean, that's just my theory. That's just my thoughts on it. But there's a lot of instrumentation and like probably pushing like 100 comped vocals in the K-pop Demon Hunters song. I would imagine like it's pretty full on. Like it's the opposite of punk rock, which is probably why there'll be another big. I mean, there already is a big punk movement happening again now, but like I imagine pop music will probably go minimalist in the next decade as a result of how full it is now. It would be my guess.
So in the same way that, say, Kurt Cobain, I'm showing my age here, as the way Kurt Cobain smashed his guitar against that big, overproduced Poodle, what was it called? Poodle Rock. You think the same thing will happen? It'll swing against this sort of overproduced K-pop type
I think
sound.
so. I mean, it's different with pop music because pop music tends to, it's not an alternative genre, but like, yeah, punk came from prog, didn't it? And then grunge came out of hair metal.
Hair metal.
And so, yeah, there'll probably be. But then Olivia Dean, very stripped back pop music. She's massive right now. That's very classic pop writing, isn't it?
Is it a bit like how in comedy now, so many people can tour because just everyone sort of found their niche, and there's just now room for everything to become massive. So
yeah, I think social media's may definitely allowed people to find their fan base in a way that's never happened before.
Yeah, surely. So like you do have whispery Gracie Abrams, and then you have like Charlie XCX, like loud, huge, cocaine in your face. Sort of.
Yeah, I mean Gracie Abrams she was a YouTuber, wasn't she? So that's how she is literally that. She's someone who was just putting her videos on YouTube and it just blew up.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Do we sound like three old men right now trying to stay relevant?
Well, I'm a fascinated old man. I can assure you that. Who are the other megastars that just put stuff out and then it ended up becoming their
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
She was a YouTuber.
Bieber was one, wasn't he?
Bieber, YouTuber. I think I mean, a lot of them really, even going back to Adele and Florence, a lot of that stuff started with
Are you serious?
very early, YouTube videos and stuff like that. Not that they were making the music in their bedrooms, but there was a lot of like black cab sessions and what was that French one called where bands would play live in the street, something tech, idiotech, something like that.
We're very much an Ariana Grande house. Now, her transformation from the Disney kid to pop icon,
to side, yeah.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah, side to side. You know what that song's about? So you know that one. You're moving all night, boy. You got me walking side to side. That's one of her. But that's about.
Just worked out what it's about.
Yeah,
from you
it's
saying
about.
it.
Yeah, it's not being able to walk straight after you've had a good night of copulating.
Oh God, I can't tell them that. Come on, kids. Let's get over this horrible news by watching The Family Man. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. If they're listening to Ariana Grande, they can watch The Family Man. They know.
So the Christmas album is available now.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. But what you said there about it snowballing, I mean, that's wonderful. So what's happened there? So people listening to it and going, "Oh my God, this dude has nailed this," and organically sharing it with pals.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best way, isn't it?
I think so. I hope so.
I've just remembered that like proper massive pop stars have really got onto your God, I do sound ancient now, but like properly huge people are like finding your videos and just like commenting all the time.
Mate, Michael Bublé commented on one of my videos last night.
Sure, mate, I've
Isn't
never
that
given a standing
crazy?
ovation on a podcast before. This is.
I was talking about like, yeah.
If only it counted for anything.
Yeah, I know.
Does it not?
No, it doesn't help a fucking ticket sale. If only it mattered on any level. That like it, mate, it's crazy. Like some of my like Questlove, like so many people that I love have commented on my videos, but it doesn't make Netflix be like, hey, let's pay attention to this guy. It hasn't. I haven't seen a knock-on effect where. I mean, Bublé commented on one of my Christmas songs last night, saying that he said, "I wasn't going to make a second Christmas album, Volume 2. Here we go."
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, is there any bigger, emptier compliment that you can get as a comic?
No, hang on, Mr. Christmas.
Mr. Christmas.
Mr.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Mickey
Mr.
Bubbles.
Mr. Christmas, who's made so much money from Christmas that he has an actual ice rink below his mansion, I mean, that's. Oh my good
the
Lord.
guy lives like a thunderbird. Like crazy.
Oh my God! But hang on, but surely this. I'm going to stick with the snowball. You know, it's Christmas and all that. Surely this will count for something if you keep getting this sort of traction. Questlove, Bublé, and so on.
I hope so. I mean, who knows? It's not part of the any video is just, or any joke is just scratching an itch, isn't it? And you hope that the audience responds to it, whether it's on online, which is like the biggest comedy club, or whether it's in clubs, which is real comedy. All you're doing is hoping that people will enjoy it. That's the goal with every gag. And so if there is a knock-on effect, that'd be amazing. But I don't know, because I've had situations where big people who've like have left a comment or they've sent me a DM or something, and then I've seen them in a cafe or a coffee shop, and there's no, because why would they? They're just taking a shit, and they go, "Oh, that's funny," but then a year later, they're not going to remember me.
I mean, I feel you're being endearingly modest here, because surely that you must have times where people have gone, "You're the guy that did X, Y, Z."
Yeah, I think I do this character on Instagram called the A&R Man, which is like a kind of a piss take of a music industry boss, record label boss, and that one has been the one where I've had like musicians who I really like who've been like who've said hi or something like that. But again, you know, I don't know what that counts for yet. It's just nice.
There's a sketch of yours that does live rent free in my head, and it's you seeing the Arctic Monkeys live. oh great, yeah, and then what the experience is actually like, and
Yeah, then they play the new stuff. Yeah.
that must have had cut through as well, because that was
Well,
one of the
I do think it's worth pointing out that for every nice comment, there's probably 100 people calling me a cunt as well. Like that is worth, like, that's definitely another factor, is that you can't take the compliments too seriously if you're not going to take the insults seriously either.
Do you not think the Arctic Monkeys themselves, though, would surely find that hilarious? Especially, the drummer would surely piss his pants, wouldn't he, at that?
Yeah, I hope. He's a fucking great drummer, that guy. My God.
Unbelievable. What's he called, Matt?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Helders.
Matt Helders. I would not
Have you
thought
seen
that.
his Drumeo video?
Yeah, I have actually. Mate,
Unbelievable.
What channel that is. It's incredible.
Mate, Drumeo did a documentary last Christmas that's 3 hours long about Phil Collins, with Phil Collins and his son Nick. And it is the best nerd It's like, it's the best, because YouTube is in this golden era right now of people really breaking down the elements of pop music. Like, I watched an hour-long YouTube video the other day there's a channel called Vertex Effects, which is just like a guitar foot pedal channel. And they spoke to the two people. Do you remember Boy Meets Girl? Do you remember that song? Waiting for a star to fall. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable song.
That's where you belong in my heart, God. Baby, yeah.
So good. Starting your song with a sax. Fuck off. Unbelievable.
Perfect pop song, that, isn't it?
But they wrote How Will I Know and I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Stop
Whitney.
it,
Yeah.
Josh Waller. Stop. I wish I had a little bell that I could ring.
But there's an hour-long documentary on YouTube of just them talking about writing, Waiting for a Star, and then and how they got those two songs to, like, Jimmy Iovine or whoever was the head of the label, whoever it was. And that stuff right now, and podcasts like Song Exploder, and One Song is a great podcast as well. All these places that are just talking to the people who wrote the songs or breaking down. It's such a great time for pop music right now.
What's that dude called who sits down, white hair, sits down for one-on-one?
Rick Beato.
That's a good channel as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and he did. He's done all of the Police as well. He's done Copeland, Andy, and Sting, and all separately. And it's really an amazing, like just 2 hours of them talking about, and they've all got such different points of view on being in that band. In that one of them is done and the other one is pissed off and the other one thinks he did everything. It's amazing.
So hang on, does Sting think he did everything?
No, I think Sting is like done. He's like tapped out. He wrote all the songs, but it was in that 80s sense where it was like, yeah, you wrote the song, but you didn't come up with the guitar riff for Every Breath You Take. That was Andy Summers who wrote, and that is such a huge part of the song, and that's why they're suing him now.
Who's suing who? They're suing Sting.
I think Andy is suing Sting right now for more royalties, I think.
God, I didn't know that. That's sad.
Yeah.
So they didn't do I think the Chili Peppers do it. I think REM do it.
Yeah.
You know, the equal
Foo
split.
Fighters, yeah.
And that is the way to, if you're a band,
Yeah.
just to avoid all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that, did they?
No, and a lot of bands would do a principal writer clause as well. So like whoever seeds the idea of the song gets 5% more or something like that, you know? If everyone knows that Dave Grohl brought that into the room, then he'll get 5% more of the song or something like that.
Oh my God. They were literally physically clumping each other just before going on stage, weren't they?
The Police. Yeah. They did not. But then that's the magic of the Police are one of those bands for me that when I'm in the mood for the Police, there's nothing better. But when I'm not, I want to turn it off, you know?
Because the Police had that thing where they were, for a time, maybe the biggest band on the planet. I know it was a short time. And they must have had that private thought, what a shame we couldn't have just kept it going for a bit longer. But I suppose once you're done, aren't you? Yeah,
Billy Joel did the same thing, and he just stopped writing because he was like, I'm out. I've done the best things, so what's the point?
So he's not. He says he's not done an original track for how many years? Donkey's years, isn't it?
20 since River of Dreams, right?
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, River of Dreams is an absolute. I mean, that's a masterpiece, isn't it?
I'm. That's I don't know about that one. That's not my favorite Billy Joel song.
It's not my favorite. I love Joel so much. Oh, mate, have you seen the Jason Alexander cover?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right. Why do I enjoy that? So is it because it's so earnest?
It's because I think the Jason Alexander singing River of Dreams is so watchable because it is bad. Like, and he's done enough good to say that I can listen to my old music and go, that's bad. And like, I think that, but it's done with such innocence.
Innocence. It is done with innocence.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely smile on his face, the twinkle in his eye, and he's singing his little heart out.
But I don't know what that was for. Was that just like some kind of award show or something like that?
Great question.
Yeah, I'd like to know. Have you heard Billy Joel's the Disney movie that he did, Oliver and Company?
My kids watched it very, very recently.
Yeah, man, there's some bangers in that as well. He wrote some, and he played the Artful Dodger as well.
Bollocks! I put it on for them because it's a bit of an overlooked gem. So I put it on, and Emily and the girls watched it, and I went to work, so I didn't. I've never seen it.
It's great.
It's
decent,
great.
Yeah. It's not one of the best. It's not a classic Disney film, but it's a B grade Disney cartoon. But it's still
sure, because that was sort of their B grade era, wasn't it? Basil the Great Mouse Detective was as well,
where they were a little bit lost after. I think it was after maybe just before, but around the Little Mermaid. That was sort of the only one that struck for a few years, wasn't it?
And then what gets them back on track? Is it Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, they're all. The writer is a guy called Alan Menken.
That's right.
And Howard Shore, I think.
And I think that gets them a Best Picture nom. I think Beauty and the Beast, if memory serves.
Yeah, I went to see Alan Menken play all those songs last year. It was amazing.
Way.
It was amazing. He came
Show
out.
us that.
Tim, what an episode!
What episode? Where's Alan Menken playing?
He did the Palladium. Did 2 shows at the Palladium.
Oh man!
Imagine that.
And you know what was so good? I went to the matinee as well. So I went out, and I could go home early. It was so good.
Yeah. That's genuinely
There's
my
not enough.
thing.
There's not enough I'm going to a matinee. Taking my mum to a matinee this weekend.
Where are you going to?
We're going to see Top Hat.
Oh
man!
Yeah,
Josh Weller. Jesus Christ, it's unbelievable! What a performance this is.
Love those songs.
It's like Adam Wharton at Palace. Right, okay. The new. Oh, hang on. Before we get to the special, please talk us through the Star Trek clip, because that was just Tim and our WhatsApp was throbbing.
Really?
No, you know what? Yeah, we send each other clips every now and again, not that often. So in fact, you made it in.
No way.
High praise.
We were both just like, so here for this.
That's cool, because I only did it twice, 3 times ever. And I got asked to do a show at the start of this year where they wanted me to talk about something for 20 minutes, an evening of unnecessary something. And they wanted me to talk about something I love for 20 minutes. That's a niche topic. So I went out dressed as a Star Trek crew member. And because I've always watched Star Trek and been like, it would be funny to do a whole set of stand-up, not Star Trek jokes, but jokes if you were in the Star Trek universe. That's the difference. So it's not like, Klingons. The joke is that if you worked on the ship and you did a stand-up routine, because, you know, the Enterprise, the 1701D, which is Picard's Enterprise, that there is a bar in there called 10 Forward, and there's a crew of 1,000 people. So statistically, one of them would want to have been a comedian. So I was like,
is that where Whoopi Goldberg's character works?
Yeah, exactly. Guinan, yeah. And so I wrote a set being like how I would be a comedian if I was in Star Trek. And then I kind of didn't think about it for a while. And then I was doing a weekend at the Bill Murray. And on one of the shows, I was like, look, can I just do the last 3 minutes? Can I just wear a Star Trek costume underneath and do a 5-minute or 3-minute stand-up set of Star Trek jokes? And obviously, like, you have to earn... a comedy club has to trust you to if you say, can I go up there and bomb? So I did it in a club that trusts me, and then did this set, and it bombed, and then the cameras weren't working, so I didn't have a record of it. So then I asked them if I could do it again the next weekend. And they, bless them, they let me. But it was coming off. I did a 15-minute set, and then I did this at the end. So I'd already kind of done a set, enough and it went well. And so then going back up and intentionally tanking the show wasn't quite as big a crime because a lot of the comments on that Star Trek video are like, you need to quit comedy. And it's like, no, you don't understand.
You're not.
There's
Here's
so
the
much
right end of the
thought.
stick, and this is what you're holding. Yeah.
Yeah, there was so much thought that went into it. That was like, I would never go on stage to intentionally fuck up a show for anyone.
It's an act that knows exactly. Jenny Eclair once said of Always Be Comedy. It was Harry Hill's Band-Aid bit. I don't even remember her comments. It lives in my head rent free. She's like, now that is a comedy night that knows it's a comedy night, or something like that.
Ooh.
And that's what you're describing there. That the Bill Murray know exactly what they're doing there because you know exactly what you're doing, and it all comes out in that brilliant video.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it did really well, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would do it again, just because it's sort of. I don't think it could have gone any better than that.
So that didn't give you the inspiration to go, hang on, now this character's gonna come up with a whole new set. No,
not really. No, because I don't know. I've written loads of more Star Trek jokes, but that's just because I like Star Trek. So I'll be watching Star Trek and I've got a little folder and I'll be like, oh, that's a funny one-liner.
because in my mind's eyes, like the great optimist, you keep doing that, and then someone at Paramount sees it or whatever, and you know what I mean? You're playing at some convention or something like that. That's where I would see that going.
My dream is to be on Star Trek. That's my goal. My ultimate goal would to be Tom Morello's in an episode of Star Trek.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
and Mick Fleetwood is in an episode of
Yes!
Star Trek. And there's a load of whether it's a character, a returning character, or a special guest, or just an extra. I would do anything. But I do think, as a fan, and this is probably going to stop me ever being able to work on it, but like, I don't think Paramount cares about Star Trek as a franchise. Like, they've kind of run it into the ground.
Do you think they're the wrong guys for it then?
Well, I mean, they own it and they've always owned it, but they've always,
right,
they cancelled the first series and they've cancelled every new series of the last sort of 4 or 5 years. So
Star Trek has been on Paramount from the jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
But I would love to do it at conventions, but I sent the video to my agent and was like, "Can I please do some Star Trek conventions?"
Yeah.
But I'll see if that happens or not.
Hang on, did they send it out anywhere?
I hope so. I assume so. Probably. Yeah.
Did you tag all the? Sorry, I'm turning to your dad here. But did you? When you put it out, I take it you tagged all the people that.
And Gates McFadden reposted it, who plays Beverly Crusher. So that was pretty sick.
Are you serious?
She was like one of my first crushes, you know.
This is great. Hang on. What's the guy's name? It's not Wesley Crush.
Wesley Crusher, yeah. Shut up, Wesley.
If I'd known that was his name, that was my tag to that joke there. Sorry, Tim. You were going to say something Star Trek related?
No, it wasn't. No, there's so many things to talk about with Josh. There's so many things I want to talk about.
Welcome to part 1 of 12.
Genuinely, yeah. It's like, wasn't there something? This is going all over the place, this episode, in a good way, hopefully. Aren't you writing like in between song banter for bands?
Only for McFly.
Yeah, I didn't want to name, but yeah.
Yeah, only for McFly. So they, Dougie from McFly, I wouldn't say for all of the band, but they did on stage, they did a roast on this current tour where the bass player of McFly roasts the bass player of Busted.
Yes, yeah.
And I wrote Dougie's, and I think I know who wrote Matt's, but I don't want to give anyone away.
Wow.
But
Richardson.
I'll tell you off air. But right ballpark.
Ian Sterling.
Right ballpark.
Bunch. Okay, right.
I'll tell you when we finish.
Can't wait.
But yeah, so Dougie started asking me to write jokes for them like 2 or 3 years ago, and I do it for fun because it's like,
yeah,
it's a nice thing to do, and I don't think many people could put that on their CV. Like, they had jokes on their guitar picks, and I wrote all of those. My favorite one is he has a guitar pick that says "I'm miming." That's my favorite one.
That's great.
Oh my god.
And then so then this tour I did, I probably did like 4 or 5. I did probably 8 pages of jokes for Dougie on this tour.
Wow. Is that from you were in a band who supported them? Like,
I didn't support McFly. I supported his side projects. Like when I was in my punk band, he had like a kind of pseudo punk side project.
Right. Okay.
And we opened for them, and that's sort of how we became buddies.
Great. Wow.
Now, hang on, before it's the format bit, please talk us through the special.
Oh yeah, the special is out. It's a YouTube special. It's called Live at the Bill Murray, because it's live at the Bill Murray, and it's my first special. If everyone listening to this can I don't need you to watch it. I just need you to put it on, and then maybe every 10 minutes, just refresh the page, just start it again. And just bump those numbers up, and then click like, and then click the bell and the thumbs up. Just do those 4 things, so I can recoup my costs. That'd be really helpful.
Do it for Josh. It's worth it.
But it's full of music joke. Like, I know we've spoken about music a lot, but there's jokes in there about R&B and the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Ricky Martin, and then similarly to what we were talking about, like the way people sang in different decades of music. There's a lot of music jokes in there, but it's not. I wouldn't call it a musical comedy stand-up show. There's a lot of just, regular stand-up in there as well.
Do you think Kiedis is soft cancelled, or will they carry on?
I have no idea. I do know that
I used to love them so much, and I've seen them live so many times, but unfortunately, they're soft cancelled in the Gill house.
Yeah, have you heard Flea's solo song, the one that just came out?
No, he was interviewed the other day, wasn't he?
Rick Beato, yeah.
That was Rick Beato, wasn't it?
And he said that Californication is their best album, which I do agree with.
Does he say that?
Yeah.
God, I would... Well, obviously I'm objectively wrong. I'd have thought that he preferred like that later 80s funk era, but he likes the fact that they went full out pop.
He said that they were the best live when they first started, but he says Californication's their best album, which I do think is true. But Flea's solo single is so good. I think it's called a Plea by Flea, and it's really funky. It's like 7 minutes long.
The 3 musicians, Chad Smith, John Frusciante, Flea, the 3 of them are 3 of the best at what they do, but they are let down because whenever you see them live, it is an absolute roulette wheel.
I know.
Because some nights you'll see them and you're like, oh, he's on it tonight, and then how is that possible? Where that is your actual. I sound like Roy Keane. That is his job. How is it that he's not a better singer more of the time?
But don't you respect it in a weird way that he's never? He's never thought I should probably go to a singing lesson. I like the fact that he's just like Bennett and the Bennett. It's like, yeah, that'll do for 40 years. He's got a similar.
That was Roller Coaster of Love. That is more or less.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, the SNL clip of them doing Under the Bridge.
Oh my god!
One for great clips.
We're talking great YouTube clips. That is.
Is it good? It's good.
No.
Oh no. Okay.
He kicked John Frusciante.
Frusciante, I think. Sorry, Tim.
No. Just something's happened before they've started gigging, and
so instead of going under the bridge downtown, so Frusciante's bit is under the bridge, like imagine Roger Taylor. He's nailing that.
Yeah.
So anyway, in terms of like the great backup vocals of all time. So Frusciante's supposed to go under the bridge downtown, and then Kylie's supposed to go, "Here's where I drew some blood," right? And instead, as we say, something must have happened, and Frusciante instead goes, "Oh, here's where I drew some blood. I forgot about my love."
Don't you miss that 90s, the decadence of pop music where nothing was the last chance?
Yeah.
Don't you miss that when it was like, they were like, yeah, we go on SNL. It's like, yeah, well, if I fuck it up, it doesn't matter. Whereas now I feel like if you bungled a big televised live performance, it would probably be the end of the album cycle.
Well, Ashley Simpson even that sort of nuked her career.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Her SNL performance. Ashley Simpson.
Yeah.
The miming
Pieces of Me. And she jigs off the stage. Yes. So I think they were playing to backing track, and they did the first song and then the second song, and once again Ashley Simpson, and they triggered the first song again. So there's this awkward moment where the band are like, "Are we going to play?" But like, I don't think that should have been the end of.
No.
Like it was what it was.
MTV Music Awards, I think it's 92. Chris Novoselic throws his bass in the air, hits himself on the head.
Oh my
Kurt
God.
Cobain turns round. He thinks he's messing about, doesn't realise that he's injured himself. Doesn't he start kicking Chris Novoselic on the floor? As if to say, how could you do this? To say it didn't impact them would be one of the great understatements of all time.
Oh my God. I have never heard about that.
It went from strength to strength, if anything.
They did it on Top of the Pops as well, where he sang "Smells Like Teen Spirit" a whole octave lower, didn't he?
So good.
Yeah, there was something good about that messing with the format.
Duran Duran Live Aid, he hits a bum note, doesn't he, on Living Day? Hang on, what's the James Bond?
Oh, Duran Duran. Sorry.
So the line is "View to a Kill." It's "View to a Kill." So it's until we dance into the fire, that fatal kiss is all we need. And instead he goes, it's something like "Until we dance," and then him and one of the other members of Duran Duran look at each other as if to say, I don't think they performed together live for I think like a decade or something. Off the
best Live Aid is Phil Collins with Zeppelin, and which they described as like the worst thing they'd ever done, right?
Yes. So who says turn his drums off? Jimmy Page?
Someone like that, yeah. But they refused to rehearse, apparently. They were like, he knows the songs. And then, like, how mental is that? Like, so, especially considering how huge... And it was like satellite, and then Phil Collins took the Concorde, didn't he? So he did one in England, and then he Concorded to America. And that, I would love to have been talking to him on that plane journey when he's like, this is going to go fucking badly. Just like 2.5 hours of him being like, it's Led Zeppelin, man. I love them, but they haven't let me rehearse. I don't know. I don't know what tempo. I don't know. I don't know how if they want to play live versions of the recordings or the album versions. Like, it would have been a horrible plane flight.
I'd also read that while Freddie Mercury, Queen obviously famously annihilate that gig, and they're Led Zeppelin watching in Philadelphia, and Robert Plant says while they're watching Freddie, he says, "Are we supposed to follow this?" So they're already thinking, "Oh God,
that's awesome."
What a shame, because Phil Collins and Led Zeppelin, I mean, that's on paper. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And then, unfortunately, the reality was different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's like chocolate and a kebab. They're both good on their own.
I've never wanted chocolate and a kebab more now. Right then, Josh, you're curating your dream gig. Do you have any pre-gig rituals?
Not really. I like to brush my teeth
at the gig.
Well, not always at the gig, but if it's a gig, if I'm driving, I'll take a toothbrush. But most gigs, if it's in London, obviously not. But like I like a clean mouth. I don't know why. But that's always been a thing. Even when I was making music as well, I'd always brush my teeth before a gig. Strange. But
that was like a neurolingual pathway type thing. Every time you do
possibly.
That, sort of telling yourself, right, it's go time.
Yeah, or I just think I have bad breath. I don't know. One of the two.
I really walked into that. It's like that fancy football sketch where Jan Molby says something. Oh no, Ian Rush says something. He's clearly drunk. They play the video, and Nick Hancock says it's like he swaps larynxes with Jan Molby, and Frank Skinner just goes.
I do have to add that you've done a few football references, and I'm so sorry. I can't. The honest thing for me to say is that those are all, they just fly right past me like a Ronaldinho left hook.
Well, I apologise to you and every listener that is not a fan of football. I really am sorry.
Did I get that right? Was that right?
Was perfect.
That wasn't right, was it?
But imagine my poor wife, eyes glazing over every day. You know,
is left hook a football? That's not. Did they say left hook? Right hook? No.
No, that would be a punch in boxing.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So
I did get it wrong.
Did you see James Acaster punch that snowman? That's a left hook.
In what? In
Saturday Kitchen, he punched a polar bear.
Brilliant.
Oh, no way.
But I mean, he really catches it with one.
Proper.
I did see him in Ghostbusters. He was the funniest thing in that.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Not to be mean about that. I mean, everyone knows that's not the best Ghostbusters film. That's not the worst thing to say.
James was the best
really
thing
good.
in it. He was brilliant.
The Spin Doctors joke was great. It's a great delivery.
It was great to see him properly roof a fucking Hollywood blockbuster, you know.
A cameo, yeah.
Who hang on. Sorry. Who would MC the gig?
Kate Barron.
Lovely.
Great choice. Now, to anyone who's never seen Kate, please talk us through Kate Barron MCing.
Kate is a Canadian club comic who lives in London. She opened for me at my special, and she just kills. I've never seen anyone with the freedom to call an audience member a paedophile within 14 seconds of being on stage and get away with it and just kill. She is, and that's not summing her up, me trying to sum her up, but I've seen her do that. and her ability just make a room go with her. I feel like I spend the first 2 minutes of every gig making people like trying to win the audience round. Like I have to just be like, I'm not a cunt, you know, like I have to, that's what the first 2 minutes of all my sets are. And like, whereas she's just free straight away. And it's like, it's amazing to watch.
That's great.
Yeah. She'd be the opener.
Who would open the gig?
So I've written down James Brown.
Mate, perfect.
Is that okay?
Former loaded editor. Absolutely great choice.
Yeah. Because the thing is musicians used to open for comedians in the 80s.
Yeah.
And musicians used to open for comedians.
Yeah, like didn't Teddy Pendergrass or someone opened for Eddie Murphy on Delirious, right? He had a band open for him.
Right.
And I think that I don't think that a comedian should open for a musician.
No, because there are horror stories. The Billy Connolly opened for Elton John in the 80s, and I think it was a disaster, wasn't it?
Yeah, because people's brains, they go, oh, yeah, let's go and have a dance.
I want Crocodile Rock. And oh, have you ever noticed? You know, oh, what?
And also, you know what? You can ignore a support band as well.
Yeah.
You can sit there with your pint and go, yeah, it's there. I guess they're all right. It's nice that they're getting to play in a big room, but like, you can't ignore a comedian. So it's like, I can imagine it's more of an affront. But I do think that a band opening, like, I think that we should bring that back, like more bands opening for comics.
Is James Brown the most charismatic person ever?
I think without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. What's the George Carlin joke? Like Louis Farrakhan is openly white, James Brown is openly black. Is that the joke?
Did you ever see him?
Do you know what? I have all my tickets that I've ever got in a book. And I have tickets to his gig, but I left before he was on because it was raining, and it's one of the biggest regrets.
Oh, no.
Just 18-year-old me being a fucking idiot. And I was like, it was some Olympic event, and I think it was I can't remember who else was on, Mark Owen. So I saw Mark Owen, and then I was like, I'll leave now. Like, that's what I did on that day.
Every Take That fan right now, correct choice.
Yeah, and but have you heard his album The Payback?
No.
So he's got an album called The Payback, and the opening song is called The Payback, and he has a line in it. It's just
It goes, Josh, how could you leave before I got on?
He goes, I don't know karate, but I know crazy. That's one of my favorite lyrics ever.
Hang on, that's a line. That's a line in a movie, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, they must have got that from the James Brown song.
Probably. Quite. Is it in like Training Day or something like that?
I think it feels like a Jack Black line in something.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So I thought I had it.
I don't know karate.
I don't know karate, but I know crazy.
I don't. Hang on, we've got. Because me and the kids say it. Yeah, hang on. Movie quote. Oh, Tim, it's not finding it, is it?
No, it's not.
It's definitely from a movie.
Shanghai Noon.
You know what? It is Shanghai Noon. Owen Wilson says it.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a deep cut.
Don't know karate.
That was even for Google. That was a deep cut. It turns out.
I do know crazy. I love that. I love Shanghai Noon. That is a good movie. Second one, not so good. Right, great choice. James Brown. What a performer. So have you ever seen the movie, Chadwick Boseman?
Where he plays James Brown? No, I haven't. No,
He's fucking good.
I've seen. Do you know what is a really great Chadwick Boseman's last film? Big Mama's Fat Bottom or something like that. Little Mama's Big Bum, something. That is an unbelievable, and it's a really good indication. This is so nerdy, but that movie is how all the live performances in that is a great indicator of how singers sang before microphones existed. And I think that like just someone belting on stage at the back of a tent, having to reach 500 people. And then as soon as microphones came about, singing got a lot quieter. And I think that movie I love that movie for that reason. It's such a stupid reason to love it, but
it's interesting.
It's a nice documentation of how all those, like if you listen to like Cole Porter and all those sort of musical show tunes and all the singers are like, blow, Gabriel, blow. It's because they had to project for the theater.
So when did microphones come along?
Like the condenser mic, the best indication of the microphone being an instrument is like all those Chet Baker recordings where he's like, he's literally whispering into the mic. And 10 years before, he could never have done that. So like, it's an amazing, how technology influences the way that art is made.
So is it as late as, say, the 50s?
I would say for pop music for the understanding of maybe microphones of like ribbon mics and the Neumann U87 and all those things, probably the 50s. I might be wrong, but I would imagine they became like the singing got a lot quieter in the 50s. Yeah.
This is incredible. Who would go on in the middle?
Yeah, but that also might be completely untrue, and I'm just pulling theories out of my arse.
No, but you said it with such confidence, I believed it.
Yeah.
God, if a cult leader came along, I'd be so easily swayed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Drink it now. Yeah. Who would go on in the middle?
I've got Steve Martin.
Wow.
If anyone can follow James Brown, it is Steve.
It's
Martin.
Charisma Fest.
It is a charisma fest, yeah.
And I also think going from music to music-esque comedy is a nice segue. And also James Brown can finish and they drop the curtain and keep one mic at the front, and then he can immediately go on and just carry on with the energy.
That's great.
And I've brought it up before, but I do think about it a lot. Amy Poehler telling that story. She bumps into Steve Martin. She's watched Steve Martin on Letterman, I think. And she goes, "Oh, I thought you were really funny last night." And he, like, quite seriously goes, "Yeah, whenever you do those shows, you just have to absolutely kill." And then, like, he walks off, and she just sort of like replaying on a loop in her mind. But this is a guy that takes comedy very seriously, and that's why he's Steve Martin.
Yeah, and he also, I respect the fact that obviously he had a massive Hollywood career, but like, it's interesting that he never went back to stand up. That he was like, I can't top that. He was the biggest selling comedian of all time at the time. And for someone to step away from an art form and be like, I can't. Going back to Billy Joel as well. It's like, that's it. That's the best I can do. I have a lot of respect for that.
Could you, both of you, ever do that where you're, Cary Grant, I suppose, was another one. They all three of those knew when to walk away, and they walked away. Could you do that yourself?
Have me back on when I'm selling out arenas and ask me.
Challenge accepted.
Because right now, 100-seater would be great. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think as long as you like telling jokes, it doesn't matter how big the room is.
I agree, because that's the category I would fall into.
Yeah,
I think Steve Martin, at least, it's easier to do that when the other thing you go on to do also gives you $7 million a year.
But in his book, he says that he started to spot a couple of empty seats in the arenas. So I think he felt that he'd done the top of the bell curve, and then the bell curve was just starting to dip. I mean, like, knowing him, he could have. I'm sure it could have gone back up, but he just felt it was time to tap out.
I think it's also easier to tap out when everyone in Hollywood is like, "Do you want $5 million?"
Yeah,
it does make quitting a little easier, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I mean, look, the unbelievable choice. And if you've not, to anyone that's not seen it, the Apple documentary, the two-parter, is.
Yeah, it's really great.
Must watch is fair, isn't it?
As is his book, Born Standing Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the book that made me want to do stand-up, I think. Really.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a incredible book. Who would close this incredible gig?
Well, I'd like to be on,
Good lad.
but
So
I
you
don't.
got
I won't say closing. I'll do a 5 in between, or 10. You know, I'll do 20. I'll headline. I'll do I'll do.
Tim flashing you off. This is
I've
my
got-
gig.
I've got specifically. I put 90s George Carlin or 90s Steve Harvey,
Ooh,
Ooh,
love that.
and I don't think Steve Harvey gets enough shine.
no.
mate,
He doesn't.
100%.
His Titanic joke is one of the best stand-up comedy jokes I've ever seen.
You
It's-
talk
I
about
watched
all
that-
the time, James. Yeah.
Oh,
Mate,
do you really?
I feel like Millhouse. This is what it feels like when doves cry. I think
Anybody see that dry ass movie?
mate?
Bring on the water. It's
And the
so
look on his
good.
face when he goes, and the band played on.
And you know how black people can't swim, and then just when
Gets
yeah,
the
he
handkerchief out.
oh my god! So what he does in the joke is he enacts what would happen if Kool and the gang were the band on the Titanic, and then he turns a table upside down and turns it into a little boat, and then gets a napkin out and starts blowing on it. Get some air into this motherfucker. And then the best bit of that joke is him kicking someone off his fake boat who's trying to save, and he kills someone in his own bit. It's incredible.
Even the way he pulls out the wires, even the physicality, just the work that's gone into it. And as the band, he's pulling these wires out as he desperately bids to save his own life. It's
Motherfucker, let's go. It's so good. I know that joke from front to. I could do that bit on stage tonight. But I feel like if I did the voice, I'd probably get in trouble. But like I could.
I started doing the voice and then immediately went, you can't do the voice.
As I was doing it, I was like, is this okay? But I think I'm paying an homage to one of the greatest bits of stand-up, and the inflections that he does it with makes it sing even more than it already does.
This is a guy who, yes, of course, the written word is important, but this is a guy who knows the power of physicality, and even something that he carried on into Family Feud. He knows that even a glance can reduce a crowd to rubble, and very few people in the history of comedy do that withering, can you believe this shit? But they, on Family Feud, someone will give a ridiculous answer, and they know what they're doing on that show. The camera will stay on his face, and he's doing that. I've got so much love and admiration for the guy's talent. I think he's incredible.
Yeah, and he strikes me as one of those comics that works backwards to the physicality.
Go on.
Because I love good physical comedy, but I feel like every good physical comedian probably starts the joke standing on the stage, and it's all about the written word, and you get every laugh that you can, and then the physicality comes, rather than using the physicality to get laughs. And I think he's one of those comics that was like, he'd had that Titanic joke absolutely nailed before he started with the coiling up of the cables and the table and all that stuff.
And
would be my guess.
The crowd reaction is, people they are losing in the greatest way possible, they're losing their minds, aren't they, at that routine? Yeah,
it's a perfect joke. And the rest of that special is really, really good, but that bit is like timeless.
Mate, when it cuts to Bernie Mac psyching himself up in the changing room, oh my god! If you've never seen, right,
what a time! What a time!
That is just. Here's a hot take: Spike Lee knows what he's doing, but given how perfect that special is, it's mad that more specials aren't as good as that, given how long ago it was.
It would be nice to see a comp bill special again as well. Now you get here's a comedian in the club with her friends, but like a touring troupe as a special would be really fun to watch.
Amazing.
I'm surprised people aren't doing it, actually, now you mention it.
It would be a cheaper way to make your own YouTube special for sure.
Yeah.
But
the energy of that record.
I can't even. How long do they do? Are they doing 30 minutes each?
I don't think it's even that. I could be wrong.
Wow, that's crazy.
Maybe it is 30 each, but
that's another thing as well. Is like, and I guess it links to Carlin. Is like it's that energy. It's the way that they just barrel out of the gate, and it's just high energy from the get go. Like because it's hard to, if you go out with that high energy, you have to maintain it, because when you drop it, you'll drop the audience's enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So their ability is to just keep it up for as long as they're on stage. It's amazing.
Kings of Comedy.
Mm.
Yeah, fantastic. I wonder if it's on YouTube. But if you can find a way, dear listener, I reckon someone's put it on YouTube in blocks. You know, they put these specials out in 10 minutes. Probably illegal, but anyway, must watch. Now, has there been an incident that you would somehow love to replicate at this gig?
Okay, so one thing I did at a preview, I was just messing around, and I said I was going to do an anti-encore, so I got the whole audience to leave the club, and I stood on the stage clapping till they came back in. Does that count?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And did they oblige to take it?
Yeah, they came back in. Yes, but some of them got drinks, so it stopped being funny.
Naughty.
And then it became funny again, you know, where it was just probably
some of them got drinks. I know we probably should go back in, but the bar's going to be quiet now, so you know.
That's the dumbest thing I think I did, but it would be nice to do that at every show.
That's really great. And has there been an incident that must not happen at this gig?
I can tell you one story from. I won't name the theatre because I don't want to be mean about them, but I was doing a gig and it was a work in progress, and I got to this gig and the stage manager, it's probably probably 200 people in the audience, and the stage manager was like, she went, "Hey, just so you know, there's a hen do in, and they're all really drunk, so we've barred them. We're not serving them." And I was like, okay, so they think, A, this is a club show. I'm here, like, if no one's here to see me work on material for a hen do, right? So it's like, so they've got the gig wrong, and they're drunk, but they're also angry because you've cut them off, right? And so I went on stage and I did this really innocuous joke, and a woman, this like almost like is it Gollum from Lord of the Rings? Is that the little guy?
Yeah.
There was like this from the back, and I was like, "What was that?" And it very quickly, this woman was like, she was like, "If you don't like the way we do, why don't you go back where you came from?" Like immediately, just out of the gate, just this like, "Why don't you go back where you came from?" Yeah. And so anyway, I was talking to her, I was trying to handle it, and yada yada yada. And then about 10 minutes into this woman just not stopping talking, the house lights came up, and my mic turned off. So I was like, "Oh my god, I've lost all my power in this moment." And the crew came out and they kicked this woman out of the show, who turns out was the mother of the bride of the hen do, right? And now at this theater, there's no stage, so the seating is on a slant, but it comes down to the ground floor, like a sort of playhouse type theater, right? And so one by one, all the hen do are ejected from this show. Because and at this point, everyone's shouting. The audience is shouting at them. They're shouting at the audience. And one by one, and like 3 women walked past me and were like, "Sorry about her," and just very quickly walked past. And then the other 10 were like, "Fuck you, man. Fuck you." And then the bride, who was wearing like a midsummer flower wreath, whatever it's called.
Oh my God.
She was like, "Can I just have the mic for a second?"
Oh.
And I was like, "No,
Never.
no, you can't." So then she tried to grab the mic, and then I was like, "You can't have the microphone. I'm really sorry." And then she was like, "Well, you know what? You're fucking shit." And then she gets to the door and is the last one out. Theater staff are waiting to kick them out. But then the audience claps, starts applauding. So the bride then swings at an audience member to hit him. And then she's so drunk that she trips and then gashes her shin on the stairs. So then they had to call an ambulance.
Oh my God.
And that's what I wouldn't want to happen again. But to be honest with you, it was pretty good.
That is a nightmare that just doesn't end. That just keeps going.
Yeah, it's nice after you finish an anecdote that there's complete silence from both the hosts.
Well, no, it's just that. Do you want to know why there's complete silence? Because as guys who run Always Be Comedy, what you've just described there that is our living hell. So we looked at it, and Tim nailed it as well. You told a bit, and we're thinking, at least it doesn't get any worse than this. And then it gets worse, and then he told a bit more. Or at least it can't get any worse than this. and then it gets worse. And so by the end of it, I mean, Tim, I think we'll end this chat and then we'll do a Zoom with a therapist. And we were even there.
Oh my god!
And then the fact that then the ambulance come.
Yeah, I know.
And this is the bit this is the heartbreaker. To this day, they will think that they are the victims of that story.
I know, it's great. But you know what? I'm glad it happened, because when you're starting out, you've got to take those punches in a way. It makes you better. It builds that muscle.
You took about 7 punches in one evening.
Yeah, it was a lot. Like, it was so much so that the act that was on after me was waiting like by the curtain when I came off and was "Are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely fine. But like, it's that stuff is when it's happening, you go, wow, this is bad. But there's also that sick side of you that's like, I can't wait to tell everyone this story. Yeah. Like, I hope it keeps getting worse. I hope she tries to burn the building down. This can't keep going. And but
the comedian in you is like, this is a great story.
Yeah. And then there's also that thing that you walk away from it and you go, well, I handled 50 other gigs way better because of that moment.
Yes,
I totally agree.
That's great. That's great.
You do, and look, anyone listening, because I know we have a lot of listeners who are new comedians, and I imagine any new comedian listening to that is thinking, "Oh God!" But in a weird way, they are the best things that can happen to you to give you those skills to pay the bills.
Mm. And don't be scared about them happening, because they'll happen. And like by process of elimination, like the more gigs you do, eventually you'll have things like that, and it can be terrifying, but it builds that. It's like the hardest reps you can do in the gym or something. It builds the muscle 10 times faster.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, final question: how do you unwind after a gig?
So easy. I wrote down wine, cat, Star Trek.
Great night.
That's my perfect night. Any night of the week. Glass of wine, my cat, and then some Star Trek.
Now, to anyone listening that has never given Star Trek a proper go, what's your favourite Star Trek?
Next Generation is a good place to start.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't start at the beginning. You can't start season 1 because it's awful.
Is it really?
I would start with it's really bad. Yeah, there's one good episode in season 2, but season 3 is where it finds its feet. But even season 3, I would say
that's all its time, isn't it? Because in this day and age, shows aren't getting till season 3 to find their feet, are they?
Now you'd get 8 episodes if you're lucky now. And how many great shows have you watched that have been cancelled that you're like, wow, they cancelled that? That's crazy. I would start with, I think it's called Maker of a Man, or the episode Chain of Command. Those are my 2 Star Trek intro episodes.
If an audience is amazing, a reference point is Data doing stand-up to the crowd that aren't real and have been programmed to laugh at anything. What does he do? Does he like scratch his nose or something, or he touches his head and they
Yeah, with Joe Piscopo.
It is Joe Piscopo.
Yeah, Joe Piscopo's the comedian that's like a hologram stand-up.
Mate, the look of admiration on Tim Lewis's face tells its own story. Tim's close to writing a poem.
I'm just thinking that's what we need. You to be the hologram in a Star Trek episode as a stand-up. That's all we need.
Listen, I don't know if anyone from Paramount is listening to this, and please ignore anything I said earlier about ruining the franchise. I still believe in Star Trek, and it's a great symbol of what mankind can accomplish. So please, and I would love to be in it.
Wow,
let's make it happen.
We do have a Paramount person who comes to our gigs.
Okay,
have
a word.
I thought, right, because the reason why I had to check that, because I think we do, and I did check it, and we do indeed. Oh God, I was that close to going, make it so. I'd like to apologise to everyone who's ever lived.
Hey, look, send them the clip and be like, are you casting?
Will the Tarantino one ever happen?
Let's do this. If this works, and I'll give you 10% of my fee. If I get a role in Star Trek from episode.
We obviously would never accept that, but nothing would give us more pleasure than seeing you. I mean, that guy, the guy that did Dead Eyes, the Tom Hanks inspired podcast, and then it looks like something might happen there off the back of that. So you never know what might happen.
To answer your question, do I think Tarantino is going to happen? No,
Yeah.
because they've killed the fourth movie. They should do a standalone Trek Tarantino movie with Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Dano should play the captain. That's the Star Trek movie I want to watch. Paul Dano is Captain Kirk's son. Well, no, just a new captain. Let's have a new era of Star Trek, and Tarantino's directing.
Perfect.
It would be the documentary of the making of that would be the must watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm prick.
What a rogue thing for Tarantino to just come out and say.
Tim and I were so upset we did a podcast about it.
But it's got bigger and bigger since. I think Paul Dano's he's done so well from it as a result.
Yeah, I saw Michael Cera posted a picture of him and Paul Dano, and it just said "fuck Quentin Tarantino."
Wow. And then Matthew Lillard, or whatever he's called.
That's right.
Like we was talking about, it's gone quite well for Paul Dano, and very badly for Quentin.
It's just such a mean thing to do, isn't it? And it was the
He's
sheer
so
incongruity.
Have you seen his little cameo in the studio, the Apple Seth Rogen show?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he does a scene in that, and he's really funny. He's really, really funny in it.
It's great.
Yeah, well, what happened on the podcast was it was supposed to be us giving a passionate defence of Paul Dano, and we wanted to take down Tarantino to stick up for Paul Dano. And what we did was we went through each Tarantino movie chronologically, and it backfired horribly because by the end we were like, he's one of the greatest directors of all time.
Yeah, it's hard to not love. I mean, fuck. I like Inglourious Bastards. That's my favorite Tarantino.
My favorite one. Yeah.
Tim,
Agreed.
yeah.
Agreed.
It's not mine.
It's such a really.
It's not my favourite. No, not by a long stretch.
Is it Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction 1, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2.
Interesting. I didn't like. My mum loves Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Which, if you know my mum, which you don't, it would be weird if you do. You know, you don't. But
we went to the Beckenham Odeon together. We had a great.
She
time.
loves. She's a Hallmark movie. That's my mum. She likes fun, cheap Christmas films, and I love her for it. But she loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, loved it so much. The Hallmark thing. I mean, that's a subculture, isn't it?
Why has no one done a full Hallmark movie as comics? I know Will Ferrell and
they did a
Will Ferrell
Lifetime
did one,
movie, didn't they? With
Lifetime movie. But why is no one like? There's such a. It would be so funny to and not even play it for jokes. Just make a Hallmark Christmas movie, but do it with comics and do it as seriously as you can.
I totally agree because they did that Lifetime movie and they did the same. They played it straight.
Yeah.
So why? Yeah. I totally agree because I misremembered. I thought it was a Hallmark movie, so I googled it and I was like, oh no, it's not. It's a. But yeah, why? I wonder why a Ferrell-esque figure hasn't done a.
It's interesting as well because you'd think Hallmark would go because their movies cost like $100,000. So you'd think they'd be like, okay, let's now make fun of ourselves with our and just use that budget and find a comedian that wants to do it and just let them make the Hallmark movie because I think it would be a Christmas classic.
Yeah, agreed. So Josh Weller in a Hallmark Star Trek movie practically writes itself. Josh, that was great. Thank you so much. We're really grateful. Good luck with everything and indeed everything Star Trek related and with the special and with the Christmas. I mean, mate, it's all happening.
It's all happening.
But we'll see about that. But thanks, guys. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Big thanks to the great Josh Weller. Tim, I must explain, when I said earlier that I was on the school run, I just for personal pride, I don't want the listeners to think that I would leave my kids to do their own breakfast, get dressed, all of that malarkey. It wasn't that sort of school run. That one of the nippers has a... I sort of don't want to reveal too much. Anyway, it wasn't your normal school run. It was a bit later in the day, and I had to run her and some pals over to a thing. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. No,
I just wanted to explain, because if I was the listener, I'd think, what sort of dad would do it? Would record a podcast intro at 8:30 on the morning? It was more like it was more like 10, 10:30, wasn't it, Tim?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Just as I say, for my own sanity, I just had to explain that. Right, Josh, Tim, I think my favourite, I think it's the Star Trek bit.
Lovely. That's very nice.
I love the big. You and I, we love a big swing. It's the thing of someone knowing exactly what they're doing, even if every audience member doesn't know what it is that they're doing. That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Really love a big swing. Mine, I think, is going to be. I think it's the first time I saw him. I saw him do a preview in a venue which no longer exists, and I don't know if this stuff made it into the final show. But before I was really into comedy, I was massively into music, and his show, certainly in the early previews, it was very lifting the lid on like behind the scenes of the music industry and how people get support slots and stuff. It was fascinating. And I think possibly it was very spicy. I'll leave it at that. And I think seeing that, it was just like, yes, please. It was my gossip. My gossip was being fed that time. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, what we hope from that ep, we hope you enjoyed it, but we hope more than once you thought to yourself, or even said out loud, God, this guy's fascinating.
Yeah, oh God, I hope you say that about every episode. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Josh, I think more than deserving of that exclaim in your kitchen.
When do you listen to podcasts, Tim?
On the train into work.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Training to work and then also putting away the laundry.
Yeah, you know what? I more than often have something on no matter what I'm doing. But yeah, it's mostly getting to and from work is prime podcast time.
Basically anything to block out the voices in my head.
Right, so you do sometimes wonder. It's like, oh, God, I have to have headphones on all the time.
The thing, when a mate, and it could be you, it could be my wife, Widdicombe has said it before, if a mate says that they forgot their headphones for a train journey, I'm well aware there are bigger problems in the world, but I get where they're coming from.
That happened to me last week, and I did not have time to go back and get it, and it was despair. It was actual despair. I ended up in the Sainsbury's in Vauxhall. They sell these little JVC headphones for £4. And they hurt so much, and they don't sound very good. And there's no noise cancelling. There's nothing, and I had to get them. That's like my safety net. It was quite something. Headphones are an essential for me.
I think that's a very shrewd purchase, though. You should keep them in your rucksack.
I do now. I do
forever. Yeah, just in case.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the fact I could get guys £4 headphones from Sainsbury's. You know what? They're a literal lifesaver, not a literal lifesaver, to be clear.
I wish this was paid for content.
Yeah, so do I, absolutely.
Guys, huge and heartfelt thanks. We shouldn't say this because we've not recorded it yet. No, let's not say it just in case.
Just in case.
You know what? Maybe don't even... whatever. Here's hoping. Let's say that. Oh, by the way, right, a couple of you got in touch. Yes, a couple of regulars DM'd, and yes, that was me emceeing on a giant dartboard at King's Cross Station on what day is it? On Thursday, the 11th of December. Yes, 10 hours of emceeing, Tim.
I mean, goodness me, that's your work done. That is astonishing.
I think that's a personal. I've done TV records that go on for a while. I've emceed comedy tents, but I think that's a personal best. But to anyone who came over and said hello, in fact, one of our regulars from Leeds came over to say hello. Yeah,
they're just passing by. Amazing.
They were. It was a pure fluke. Yeah, sorry, I'm not for a nanosecond suggesting that they travelled down from Leeds to say hello and then got back on the train.
Yeah.
But no, to anyone and everyone who came along, it was absolutely fantastic, and I loved it. The voice isn't too bad. I'm delighted to say.
It's holding up.
Yeah, I drank a lot of water.
Good on you.
Again, wish this was paid for content for water. It's not.
Yes,
This whole thing is for Thames Water. In fact, to say the opposite of that, Tim, we had a guy come round. He scooped limescale out of a water tank.
Ew.
So what I'm saying is, definitely drink bottled water.
Oh God. Oh no.
Mate, I took a photo. I've never seen anything like it. Just clumps of like shale.
Oh, I don't want to see that photo.
And it's so maybe it's paid for. It's not paid for content. Yeah, you know what, guys? I don't think anyone needs telling to not drink tap water.
It's unpaid for content.
I think where I'm from in Leeds, I think the tap water is pretty good. Where I live in South London, I think it's called hard water.
Yeah, hard water area.
And you mustn't drink hard water. Hang on, I think you all know this. I'm 47. I'm quite new to knowing this. Prior to this, me, tap water, glug, 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 glug. Never again.
Same.
Anyway, look, whatever you're drinking, enjoy it. If you're putting away the laundry, enjoy it. And we will see you at a show soon. Huge and heartfelt thanks. As always, take care. Much love. Bye, 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 bye.